Battletech head-to-head. Jenner versus Valkyrie. Two very, very interesting machines that break the standard mold of light mechs. The idea of run and gun and recon. Both of these mechs are approaching a very, very unique battle value for a light mech. And as a result, I think this battle is going to have to be very, very decisive. It's going to have to be very, very focused with one primary tactica: aggressively putting the other machine down. So, stock mechs, right? The Jenner, great speed, great maneuverability. Weapons that equal a medium mech, can possibly rival a medium mech. One of the challenges of playing the Jenner, on a side note, and I've pushed this up to the Battletech playlist here under Jenner Tactica, you're not a medium mech. You've got the armor, you've got the internals for a light mech, but all of these lasers and missiles means SRMs. You can get in over your head pretty quickly, engaging heavier or multiple targets, and you just don't have the staying power for that. But if you can use that speed to isolate a certain target, either physically isolating it or moving off in such a direction that it's not able to fire back or get side or rear armor and bring those lasers and short-range missiles to bear, that's very, very powerful, very, very interesting, and this is what makes the Jenner very, very deadly. On the opposite side, we have the Valkyrie, one of my favorite mechs because, again, it breaks the mold of a light mech. You're taking a LRM 10-pack, which has some significant bite for the tonnage, putting that on a light mech with a medium laser and some decent speed and maneuverability, given the fact that you're packing so much in to that frame. What you have here in most light mechs, if they're choosing a short-range missile system, it's an LRM 5 to kind of skirmish, have a little bit of a spread. A 10-pack means, certainly as part of a lance, and we've explored Valkyrie Tactica in the Battletech playlist here, you've got the ability to support the LRM 10 with your lance. But head-to-head, what this means is an average hit or a slightly above average hit, a lucky hit. That's going to be an interesting spread that deals out damage across the mech. It's going to quickly wear things down and open up the possibility for internals. And when you go to internals on a light mech, things devolve very, very fast. What I mean by that is we see this with medium mechs. Not that I ever want things to go to internals. We've got to address that, but that's a separate side tactica. You start to potentially lose components, heat sinks, the ability for maneuverability, weapons. You could lose ammo and explode. But the main thing is the damage transfer diagram. Assuming you have no ammo there, or you lost a weapon, or you blew out a heat sink, it's going to transfer in and eventually blow off limbs, remove limbs, and transfer to the core. You're going to get cored out, your engine and your gyro. With light mechs, the internals, there's not much there. So certainly crits are a challenge, but even navigating crits are often, they don't happen fast enough that it just transfers out and literally your machine takes a couple of steps and falls apart into a heap of pile of mechanics and tech to be salvaged. So what we see with the Valkyrie is some well above average for light mechs in terms of range, in terms of punch with the LRM pack, and the fact that you have decent maneuverability. So going head to head, the tactica of the Valkyrie is going to be interesting because I want to stay far away. I've got enough ammo, at least for the battle. I want to stay at a respectable distance out of the Jenner's range, or at the extent of the Jenner's range that it's going to be harder to hit me in terms of movement and modifiers and range, stacking that. Because while the Jenner can fire repeatedly, it can't just every turn fire everything. So if I can protect myself with that and hit the Jenner with return fire with that LRM 10-pack and wear it down to the point where it just either falls apart or I close in with the laser, that's the tactica. That's absolutely the tactica. But the Jenner, on the other hand, has the speed to potentially bypass that. I won't say a mad dash and rush, but it can do that. And if it closes that distance to medium or worse, short, and maybe pushes the heat a little bit, that return fire is going to be a lot more significant. If I go to point blank, yeah, I could fire those. I could fire the LRM 10 pack, but I'm going to have modifiers, and I'm going to be right in that sweet spot for the Jenner to just unload all those medium lasers and that short range missile pack. So I see this as trying to stay far back and literally grind it down. I'm going to have to use the maneuverability of the Valkyrie, if that's possible, versus the Jenner, which is going to just close and focus and fire. I'm going to give it to the Jenner, two machines that I love, and I'm pulling for the Valkyrie. But the speed and maneuverability of the Jenner and the time that it's going to be required, unless I get like 3 or 4 lucky hits with those long-range missiles, the time it is going to require to wear things down, the Jenner's going to take some hits. The Jenner's going to get hurt. It's going to be some C-bills to repair. But I'm going to say the Jenner is going to take it. The only possibility I see, Fritz, you just said the Jenner takes it. If we are in some serious run and gun city fight where I can be at one edge of the map and fire and jump over things and really try to have some terrain to put things in distance, I can't indirect fire. I don't have a spotter. This is head to head, right? The lances have engaged. Everyone's busy. You see a Jenner, you see Valkyrie, you're going head to head. So I can't even try and get that piece off. We eliminate that. That would potentially change things. But if I have terrain where I could try to keep that Jenner away and cause it to bank and turn and spend its maneuverability on that, and I can pelt it with those long-range missiles, maybe. But I see the Jenner taking this. Turning it over to my fellow mech warriors, mech commanders, and mech techs, Jenner versus Valkyrie, head to head. Which machine do you see taking it?